Hi, I'm Jackie, this is Talking Threads, and you are watching Unedited Week. That's right, none of us are using jump cuts in this entire week, and we're all going to talk about a different sort of aspect of uneditedness in real life. So, join us, please, if you would, in our little journey here as we try to throw our format all crazy. And unless you're worried that doing such a thing will really mess with kind of the natural talking threads rhythm that we've established, don't worry. We are amateurs. We do this just for fun. Okay, so I want to talk to you today about unedited communication. And I don't mean like unedited video taking. I mean like how much you edit in your head what comes out your mouth when you're talking to someone, and how that changes from medium to medium to medium. So there's sort of three kind of what I believe are misconceptions about editing what you say that I would like to suggest a counter proposal for. The first is that editing is primarily something that is the scourge of the internet and written communication and basically every technological sort of form of communication that we've made, and that communication in person is like better in terms of self-editing, sort of. So let's just address that. Obviously, when you talk to someone, or for most of us, when we talk to a person face to face, the things that come into our heads we don't necessarily all say out of our mouths, so we kind of try and gauge from people's body language, from their facial expressions, from their intonation, from their actual words, where to guide a conversation in order to be most beneficial for both parties. So that whole aspect, that is edited communication, so it exists definitely in verbal communication. However, when you go to technological forms, written and internet form-based and phone and what have you, the rules kind of change, and there's additional reasons to have these sort of editing, self-editing habits. There are additional requirements, and that is that you can't use every aspect of a person's physical appearance and like sound, intonation, and stuff like that, because you're limited in your medium to a simpler set of expression. And in text, it's all the way condensed down into language and ideas. So it's prevalent everywhere, but the nice thing about self-editing on written forms and technological forms and stuff is that it can actually be a little bit kind of freeing. It can be sort of a blessing of a curse, kind of something that, and this is why, when you edit yourself in just to fit a certain small aspect of communication, say written communication or verbal communication or expression, as is the case with this YouTube video, you can narrow down the number of things that you're trying to focus on and figure out, and hopefully use that brain power and energy to make the most of this particular narrowed form of expression or communication that you're using. So when I'm making this YouTube video to you, I can't see anything that you're saying or doing or the expression you're giving me, if any at all. But because I'm not trying to judge that, I can also focus more on how I'm saying the things that I'm saying, how I'm phrasing my words. And in terms of like normal edited weeks on Talking Threads, that also means that we can, you know, parse our words together with jump cuts and other sort of technological means to try and really pack our point into a short time period. And ultimately, that's why I believe that having like the verbal and physical IRL edited communication is not necessarily any better than having technological limitations on communication, because we can really, with the limitations that we have, if we use them well in terms of being able to rewrite what we're saying or refilm what we're doing, or, you know, use the little quirks of whatever medium we have chosen, we can sometimes be more powerful and poignant than we potentially would be in person, and we potentially would be in a regular environment. So it's sort of empowering and intriguing, and sometimes reveals different sides of us. Okay, so second thing is that people sort of think that self-editing is bad, and the ultimate sort of final destination is to have completely unedited communication between individuals. Well, now, this is a theory, I suppose, and I guess it's something that's just sort of in my head, and so maybe it's not in yours. But if you're like me, and you've thought, like, the ultimate end of a relationship or friendship or whatever is being able to just say everything that's on your mind or whatnot, and it all be cool, and just say anything that comes into your head, that's not really, I don't know about you, that's not really panning out for me. That's not really how it works. Instead, every step of our relationships with other people, we still have to edit what's in our minds to kind of come out in a way that's, you know, intelligible and follows a consistent thought pattern, and that becomes easier as we converse with other individuals. I think the real value in establishing deep relationships and friendships is the ability to reach into deeper topics, reach into harder topics, and not necessarily to just speak with less limitation, perhaps, with less editing, in essence. That's actually the only 2 points that I have. Something to think about, and I gotta be honest, the unedited aspect of this is very difficult for me. So we're gonna just leave it off there. I'm really hoping this is 4 minutes and less than 6 minutes long. And I will have to note before I say goodbye that I didn't use any of the vocabulary words in this video, obviously, because I just could not imagine trying to pronounce and find locations for vocabulary words without editing and jump cuts and making multiple takes. So, all of your words from last week and from before, and any words that you write down below, I will use next week when I don't know what we're doing, but it won't be unedited, so that will be great. So, for now, this is Jacke wishing you the best of edited conversations.